All right, what is up? Good morning. We finally got some gear going here. So, took that little payout, got a couple upgrades. Not bad. So, we are in the middle of a trade, as you can see. Now, this is kind of a little bit of I don't want to say confusing, but it could be right out of context. Because would you consider this a new high or double top, especially off these highs here, right? So that's what's giving me a little bit of whatever. But on the 15, we're trending up, so we might still get this tag out and then run 18 points. We got into our little trade, and we shouldn't have been in a little bit earlier here. I ended up picking up a couple points right there. Not bad. So we'll just chill. I mean, it was a couple. We had to have been like, what, 10? I don't even know. 3 points, 4 points. It was a couple points. So, but it's all good. If we double tap up here, we can actually get some momentum. We'll see what happens here. Clean up this chart for you guys so you guys can get some clear vision here. Give you some VWAP maybe. Yeah, I like keeping the volume profile up. Keep the volume profile off. All right, so here we go. So still trending up. Overall, we are moving. So this could continue out to the upside for sure. This short pull is almost, the entry was right here at the close of this candle, so we are risking a little bit more than we should, but I figured, well, we got a few extra points up here, so it about evens out to an entry. It'll work. Yeah, I hope you guys are having a good morning or afternoon. So, I guess we need to talk about a couple things over the weekend. Let me get a couple charts ready for you, because there's some things that changed, and it can get a little how do you say, it can get a little things are a little shaky right now for people. I see a lot of stuff on YouTube about different kinds of markets here, and the housing market, the jobs market, and there's a lot of questions. So I'm just gonna kind of give you an overall look at the market, just like the NASDAQ and the S&P. We don't need to go too crazy. I can make some videos that go over pretty much everything, but this is gonna be pretty chill. This is the ES. We'll look at futures. I'll stick with futures. All right, there we go. We'll do, let's see this. So I'm keeping my charts live. Yeah, hopefully we get this trade here. Now, if this goes down, I might take a 2-to-1 here with a lower contract. So we'll see. We got 1 minute 5 left. 1 minute 5. We'll see. I might actually do that. Let's have a quick look here. Higher. 6.5. Yeah, we might actually have to take the short all the way down. This is going to be really tricky. I only have 30 seconds to make this decision. Oh, all right. If we close before 8:70, I might have to add here. Yeah, this might be an ad situation. Okay, get my eyes on working with some big screens here. I'm like the two biggest screens to trade. All right, 5 seconds left. Yeah.
Order filled.
We're gonna take
Order
another
filled.
3 here, and then we're actually gonna take another 1 here.
Order filled.
So I'm gonna put this one right at the top of this. 81. We'll just take that extra 1 just because. We're gonna stop 1 here. All right, so this is, kind of tough, but we'll see. This could go. 28 points isn't too bad of a risk. So I'm not too concerned about it. We did get our little stop. This is positioning itself right off of VWAP, which is very possible. And then let's see what a 2-to-1 would bring here. This is kind of like a double confirmation because this, yeah, 2-to-1's bringing that 17. So if we go up a little bit more, I'll add a little bit more. Maybe. All right. Yeah, so this short is just, I want to still count it. The reason why I want to still count it because I think this is a retest of highs. But on the 15-minute, it doesn't really look like a retest of highs, so yeah. We'll see. We will see. Usually I just leave up a 5-minute chart for you. That way it cleans it up a little bit and get kind of confusing with multiple. I still might do that. I'm gonna probably just leave one up. It's just a little cleaner, right? Yeah, it's probably better for clips and stuff. Who knows? You let me know. You guys like the 2 chart, 1 chart, whatever you want. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Right. Yeah. Hope you guys had a good weekend. I was struggling with sleep all week, and I finally just had to get down and be like, I'm putting myself down, man. Been dealing with some overworking cortisol stuff, and I'm just like tapped out with the whole thing. Slept for like 12 hours on Saturday. Yesterday, slept for a good, I'd say a solid 8, but just keep waking up. I've never had a problem with sleeping, ever. Like, I could sleep through a carnival. See if we get a little bit of an extension down here. Now I can tell you that this isn't real selling yet. So this is very likely that it could get ran through, but if we do get a new seller popping in here, this is going to put a lot of pressure. We also don't have, I mean, this is you have a bit of a buyer here, right? So here's a bit of a buyer. And then you have, let me think here. So that's pretty much it besides the morning. Probably have, I mean, if you consider this one a buyer, I don't know. I don't know about this guy being a buyer, but yeah, here's your buyers for the morning. There's no seller yet. You probably have sellers from over here. Yeah, we have sellers from over here. So if we were to look back over here, we got, let's see here, boom, 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 boom. So yeah, definitely this is a really strong seller right here. Very strong seller. So as we look into the market, you see we tapped right up into that seller and then we sold off. So now we're playing between these. These are basically your players on the market, right? So these are your players. Let's see how it goes from here. Clean this up a little bit, that way a little easier to see. All right. So we got the hot reaction. I'm still assuming this seller's bigger from previous days. I mean, if you look at the market structure in general, not only are we hitting these highs, but we're running into this congestion over here. So look at the top of this congestion here. I would say that your buyer's real down here. Obviously, he's somewhere down here. I'm not gonna look at him for sure, but your buyer's somewhere down here because we keep tapping into that liquidity. So buyer's down here. If I'm just looking quickly at the structure, we could probably still correct a little bit before we squeeze up. Probably could do another tap down. I mean, we could go still a lot lower. We're looking at a let me see, a daily. It isn't too bad. It looks pretty bullish on daily. This is some real selling. Get rid of that VWAP. Yeah, this still on a daily. This isn't bad at all. Daily, this looks like healthy consolidation, right? This looks like some fabricated selling. This is some real selling, but got bought up. So you have a buyer here that's stepping in. You have this buyer, and then you have this buyer, right? As you see when we tap into these liquidity areas, boom, 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 boom. So it's all from this buyer here. And then you have this buyer who's looking to inch that up a little higher. And then I don't know if those are real buyers. So, but bottom line is that the buyers are still looking to take this up. It is not looking super bearish from a long term. Some stocks are, but not everything. All right, let me see. Let's get this back to normal here. All right. There we go. Here we are. So we're above pre-market highs, but we're kind of having a harder time getting momentum. But this could squeeze up, pop up above, and we'll see what happens. I would like to see us test at least these buyers first. I would like to see us come in and tap this range. It's going to tell us a lot, tell us how active these buyers are. So, yeah, that is it for the morning. Let me see here. We had published quite a bit of articles. We nailed that. Oh, I shouldn't say nailed the top on NVIDIA. It wasn't really. We didn't really nail it. The entry was off, but it was the right idea. And we caught demand, so I'm going to give you guys a little peek at NVIDIA real fast. I don't think anything's happening on my NQ right now. Yeah, so I can show you guys some NVIDIA. Yeah, except to sit and wait anyways, but let's have a quick peek here. All right, so NVIDIA, we published this, and this was, I think, where did we leave this one off at? Yeah, so I was thinking that it still needed to hit the top, which I still do think it needs to hit the top technically before it comes back down, but this is your demand, right? So if we looked at where we charted it, if you see, we bounced, get nice and close here. We bounced right off that demand. So you see the demand is still there for NVIDIA. I still think NVIDIA has quite a bit lower to go, but I wouldn't be surprised if we go up and hit this top first. So, but it would have been better. It would have been better for us to go up, hit this fib, and then tap down. Because now, since we've already tested those buyers, things change. We don't. Do we know if they're going to still be there the second test, you know? So first test is always typically the best. Let's see how HIMS is. I haven't checked any of these. Oh, almost got this one. So we found those strong buyers there on HIMS. I know that's a big, it's all over, like a lot of investors like Twitters and stuff like that. They're posting about HIMS and stuff. So I was pretty much making a case that, all right, if you're going to buy, this is how you want to buy, right? Just quick couple scenarios there. So I think this person, right? Is that not scared because of the double head top? He's talking about this double top. It's not technically a double top, but it does kind of look, if anything, it's a triple top because it's tested 3 times. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Here's the buyers. Got that bounce, almost got stopped from my stop. So when you see stuff like this, let me just take a peek at our other charts. We might get stopped out on our actual short. When you see buyers step into the bottom here, if shorts, because this is just manipulation, full-fledged. This is controlled, suppressed, manipulative selling. No big deal. They're just trying to invoke you to sell. So if they can invoke you to sell, that's a part of the thing. It costs some money to do this though. So they have a budget, and look right here, when you got real buyers coming in, they couldn't really shove it below that, right? They're starting to have to cover a little bit. They're starting to lose shares to short. So they tried one more time, almost tapped down. There was probably some real selling happening there, but when they covered, that's when you get that 7% gap up, right? 7%, then you had an 8% run, and then you have it's still up 6.2% on this red candle, and then 5. Yeah, I mean that was like a 20% run on that on a few day swing. It's massive. So glad we caught that too. Yeah, that was nice. How's Ethereum doing? I haven't even looked. Yeah, starting to get that demand. About right here is where I said it was close, but I was kind of coming off that aggressive trend.
Order filled.
So, oh, that sounds like a stop out to me. Yep, so we got stopped out of this double, which is totally fine. We only took one on that double, but here's your real sellers again. See, we tapped up into there. We're testing. Are these guys still here? How aggressive are they? So it would seem to me like shorts want this to stay pocketed. They want this to stay down, just based off this context. But buyers are in control. Buyers are in control temporarily, but we see that little reaction off that selling, right? So we'll see what happens here. And nonetheless, we'll be fine. But as you can see, those sellers are still pretty hot. They're in that zone. So let's see how it plays out. Oh, my charts are big. I'm noticing when I'm looking at it myself. I'm like, whole head is turning over to the side. I'm dealing with two 30-inch monitors, but they are they're pretty big. They are sizable. I probably don't need this big, but they're cool. Oh yeah, Tesla. Let's see what Tesla's doing. That's one that I wanted to check out for sure. Notice still that hot reaction. Nothing I could do, by the way. I'm just sitting in the shorts still, and we get a couple good candles here. I could probably take a long, but I'm gonna sit in that short until then. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, Tesla. Let's have a look here. Tesla's getting ready to blow up. If it doesn't correct, this thing is winding up. You could just tell by these. Let me actually get on my Tesla chart here because it's looking crazy. By the way, I'm probably gonna get stopped out here. All right, let me see. Let me get. Where's my? Yeah, this is it. Okay. Tesla is behaving very, very much like getting ready to squeeze out of oblivion. All right, so here's the Tesla chart, and then I'm just keeping an eye on the trade real quick. I'm probably gonna get stopped out in the next couple of minutes, which is okay. Sellers are still active. That is a real buyer. Well, depends on where this candle lies. Let's see, you got 8 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So this is not a real buyer. This is absorption. So you had a ton of buyers getting absorbed there. Some real buyers down here too. It's probably mixed. It's about right in the middle, but I would say that definitely this is not buyers in control yet. Not buyers in control yet. So that's important to note. I noticed that I'm looking at this screen. It's my right, but the screen's left. It would be better if I actually swapped screens. That way my face is turning this way. It's like I'm looking at these. That would be better. I'm gonna do that. Okay, but instead I'm looking off the screen. That's fine. Tesla. Yeah. So Tesla is, I mean, you can see we had marked out these big sellers here. The buyers are really trying to push into these big sellers. It's crazy. But it's important to know that, well, couple different things here. Tesla, I don't know how to explain it other than when you start getting really tight ranges at the bottom. This one doesn't count, but really just funky dojis. This is market makers like overdrive. They're working OT to suppress this stock to get it to come down. Short sellers are, because they don't want to let this thing loose. You do have your big seller here, but if we start getting even tighter than this, I might be taking a loan out to get some call options on Tesla. That's not true. I wouldn't do that, but you know, sentiment wise, yeah, pretty crazy. So yeah, this is your big seller. You are tapping up into that seller. I mean, this just looks very tight. This looks very aggressive, very aggressive. The way this is kind of like ramping up, super tight, super clean. We'll see what happens. All right, what's going on here? Yeah, shorts are trying to work their way down, but buyers, I think, are still. I think buyers. It's mixed. It literally can go either way. We're taking the short off the context, but off a little bit of a bull trap. But we're assuming that these bulls here are trapped, right here, and right here. So you're consider this trapped buyers here, and they're looking to get out of their position. So that's the case here. We're looking for a continuation of rotation. So we would get into these buyers. We already saw that they're buying even hotter than where they were positioned previously. But it depends. If you can't get new buying interest, that might spook these buyers, and you might have a run through all the way to the back end at 808, which is either way could be very likely. But let's see how we test into these buyers here. Oh yeah. Yeah, I picked up a green screen. I picked up some lights. I just realized I didn't even need them. The lighting's pretty good. Just with fluorescent, my screens light me up enough. Oh, I'm gonna cut my mic real quick. All right, we had a little bit of a hiccup there. I don't know what just happened. My screens are all acting up. But I'm getting DDoS because I'm catching the short now. Looks good. So yeah, buyers try to run it up. Trap. Boom. So if my screen does that again, I'm going to cut stream probably because I'm going to need to manage these trades. And I don't know what happened there. Okay, so look, the test on these buyers, cold reaction, not a hot reaction. So this is important to note that this could go much lower because we were here. So when buyers come into this territory, I mean, when sellers come into buyers territory like this, sellers come into buyers territory. If there's not a hot reaction, like a just imagine like a hair touching a flame, right? If it doesn't singe back up, buyers are growing cold. If you have buyers growing cold, especially when you have a bigger sized box like this, there is a better chance that it's going to run through until the very bottom of these buyers. So just keep that in mind. If my screens do that again, I'm going to cut stream and I'm going to solve that problem because we can't be having that problem. I'm going to do a little research on that right now. Now, this is a trap pattern also. So on the 5-minute, this comes back up, shorts come down, this comes up. This is a trap pattern. But I can't take it to the upside, but it would be a trap pattern. All right, I'm just gonna poke around here, try and figure out, because this has happened before. That's the only reason why I'm paying attention. Unfortunately, there's lots of reasons why I'm seeing. So this is going to be a fun adventure trying to get these monitors to behave. All right. One minute left in this candle. Let us see. Let us see. Yeah, I like this. I'm gonna switch it to this other screen. I like myself looking over here. Alright, this would be considered, it needs to come up here. Probably even up here. Nah, up here is fine. If it closed above this, it would be a trap. It'd be a short trap. This is making an argument to say that bulls are still active, but we will see. So above this line here. Let's have a little look right here. Little bit below this, actually, right there. 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, bulls definitely don't have it there. So they try to push that up, try to make their case. This could go lower. We're right on a trend line. If we were to draw this up too, see that? So it's trying to stay above that trend as well. Something to consider. Oh man, it's happening to me. You guys probably hear my mice flicking around too, huh? All of that needs to get adjusted, but we'll make progress. Work in progress. All right. All right, so buyers are still active in this area, but how active are they? Supposedly, this is a new seller, supposedly. But it's not really looking that way, is it? This is looking like, oh, who knows? We'll find out. This is a seller trying to say, I'm taking a position even lower, trying to put pressure on these buyers. But we'll see. Volume's picking up on the buy side. Some absorption up here a little bit. Yeah. So anyways, we will see. It's that double test I was talking about, man. If they hold them off here, or if this starts to get weirdly like flat and tight, you best believe I'm gonna be taking some calls on Tesla. But if we actually shove down, I'm gonna take calls right here. I'll take calls there, and if they shove it down even more, I'm gonna see how it be. I would probably double down, take some calls down here, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, how's UNH doing, I wonder? Buffett just came in and, oh yeah. Where's AMD at? Still keeping an eye on the charts. Yeah. So this was a surprise. I mean, we had that pop up. I think it was NVIDIA earnings popped it up. AMD caught sympathy. I knew the seller was here, and he's still active. This still counts. This seller here is selling up into these guys, just offloading liquidity into them. Broke this trend line, shoving down. Here's your actual top of demand. So this, you could catch a bounce here at the 149. Uh-oh, stream went. Yeah, I gotta fix these screens. So I'm gonna probably stop the stream here. We gotta figure out what's going on with this. Could be bad ports, could be my monitors, could be all kinds of things, but whatever it is not good. This is not good when you're live trading. Yeah. So, and it looks like, well, buyers actually got completely swept. Sellers. So these sellers, I feel like this is fabricated selling. This is hedge funds trying to suppress the market price. Yeah, they're trying to level it out. I don't think they necessarily want it to go down. They just want it to kind of stay flat, collect some premium. So my screen's doing that again, though. I am gonna bounce off. Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll give you guys a recap on X. My X handle is, I think it's _ the cafe trader. Let's just double check here. Yep, _ the cafe trader, no spaces. So follow me on X if you want to see the actual update, and then we're gonna record some